from the NTI, which is the National Transformation Initiative. She's going to tell us a bit about the organization and the courses that they offer. And I'm also going to speak to Jovani. He is a student at Harrison's College, and he is also president of the Robotics Club. He utilized a lot of the courses that he found on NTI to assist him with this project, which was a prize-winning venture. So Jovani, I'm going to get to you in a minute, but Tamara, I want you to tell us a bit about what the NTI is and how students can use it.
Sure. Here at the National Transformation Initiative, we provide free courses. Yes, free courses. There are over 1,000 courses that are free, and there's a course for everyone. So regardless of what you're into, whether it's robotics, whether it is psychology, whether you just want to brush up on your grammar, there's something for everybody. And today we are here just to promote to the younger ones what we can do for them, because this is the next generation that are coming, and therefore we need also to educate them. So we want to involve, we have to encourage them as to the possibilities there are, and not just within Barbados, but what the NTI is doing right now. We're seeking to transform Barbados. So Jovani, we're looking forward to you. How have NTI helped you in your walk?
Honestly, it has helped me in so many different areas. For example, with the robotics, I would have done courses on creativity, creative thinking, and tools for success. So things like this, where you have to design a robot that can solve different problems, that course is very useful for something like that. And in a similar course I would have done would have been effective problem solving.
Yeah, and I can imagine the challenges that you would have had as you were going through and trying to create this robot.
Yeah, even something like this where it's snapped together parts, and you would think that something like this, it just comes to you naturally. It really doesn't. You really have to know how to problem solve and how to use the robot for something other than what it may have been intended to use for.
Expanding your mind.
Correct. But the NTA doesn't just help me in terms of the robotics. Yes, I am the president of the Robotics Club, and I do love robotics. I am trying to use robotics to help Barbados, but obviously I would need skills like speaking.
Yes.
NTA would have helped with that. I would have done courses in speaking, right? Indeed. And then I would have done a course on influencing. So a lot of people would think influencing, manipulation, not really the best thing.
How was the influence course for you?
The influence, it was very good, because actually what I realized is that a lot of people wouldn't have learned about how to properly word their sentences in order to elicit certain reactions from certain people. And something like that could cause so many miscommunications, and through that arises misunderstanding, which of course doesn't really help you a lot when you're trying to communicate. Exactly. You don't want to be speaking to your boss and you tell the boss the wrong thing.
It's true.
Boom, you just lost your job.
Effective communication.
Correct.
Correct. We were able to find such great value in the courses offered by the NTI. So what would you have to tell your friends who are interested or who probably weren't even aware that these courses were available? How would you encourage them to just, log on and look for something that they can use? What advice do you have for your friends?
Well, firstly, I would like to say it's very easy. When I was signing up for the NTA, all you have to do is put in your email address and just a basic username, and right on the site, do that, and in a day, in 5 minutes, I would say, and you're done. So then you have access to all these different courses. So if you were put in a library, would it make sense sitting down in the library for 7 days and not reading a single book? No. So you have access to thousands of courses from different universities. So why not just utilize it, learn something, grow, develop yourself.
Well, speaking of utilization, tell us a bit about how you were able to convert those skills that you learned through the NTI into your creation.
Okay, well, this is a VEX robot. So government would have funded the robotics programs in schools, giving them a lot of these VEX kits. So they're very basic components. You see you have the different plastic parts here, and you have pins that allow you to snap them together. You have gears and the electronics like the motors. You have sensors at the bottom. And all of this, of course, controlled by the brain. So something like this obviously is very useful. So I'm able to create this robot. This robot is a claw bot. So as I said, it has this claw here that allows you to grab things, lift them up, store them in the back here. So I was given the example earlier to a lot of the people that were passing through the festival, is that if you had a scenario where you're in a cave and the police have to try and rescue people, you don't want to send somebody in. So you will send a robot, correct? This robot's able to remove the debris similar to a human, but you're not risking life, correct? You're not risking life. Yes, and then we're also finding another way to use the robot. If you turn it around and look at this, this is a sensor. It's a light sensor. What it does is when the robot is on, it emits light and it measures how much light is coming back to it or what wavelength of light is coming back to it. That way it's able to differentiate from dark, light, red, green, blue, black, everything. Correct. And we use this to program it to tell the robot how to follow a line. Essentially, we tell a physics concept that we would have learned in school, which is that dark things absorb more light than the light things. So we know that once this outputs a certain amount of light and it reads that a lot of light is coming back, it knows that it's on a dark, light thing. And if a little light is coming back, it knows it's on dark. So using that differentiation, we're actually able to make it zigzag on the light. So it goes onto a white line, and then it knows, all right, let me turn to my left, and then it goes on the dark surface, let me turn to the right, and it constantly zigzags to follow the line. And it would be a very fun experience doing this, but we want to make sure that we apply these things to practical use.
Yes.
So the use of this would be like in a factory. Let's say you have to navigate a factory, you don't have a fancy sensor where you have cameras and you can differentiate what's a shelf and where to turn and how to avoid a human. What you would do instead, put a line on the floor from point A to point B and let the robot follow the line. And you're guaranteed to get that robot from one side to the other. And all of this would be utilizing the information I would have learned in the courses like creativity and the problem solving. I would have even done programming courses with NTI. They have that available, so STEM courses. And all of that culminated into this.
I'm so glad you were able to find so much value in the NTI courses. Tamara, just tell our audience how they can log on and find value in the courses.
As Jovani said, follow that line, nti.org.bb, and you have access to many free courses. Yes, I said it, they're all free.
Made with pride in Barbados.